You know what, Kobe?
What's that, Barry?
I told you, I'm not gonna hurt you. That's really not. There's not really a lot of quotable things in this movie.
Right, yeah.
And I feel like, the guy that delivered it, it's much more menacing. I guess if you're sitting across from me and I'm saying that, it probably would be the same.
I yes, yeah.
But what's going on, guys? My name is Barry.
This is Colby.
And this is Who Washes This. Boom.
Healthy music.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to who's that on my roof? It's Santa month.
What?
Oh man, and this year I had commandeered Halloween, so I think it's only fair if the jolliest guy I know commandeers.
This slightly less than jolly first movie, though. But
I know you picked like a Die Hard Christmas movie.
I,
This
yeah, I
is
guess so.
This is like a Die Hard esque, very debatable to a lot of people. I, for one, you would think I would say Die Hard is a Christmas movie, but I am in the other camp that Die Hard is a movie that takes place on Christmas.
Yeah, I mean, there's a little bit more to the Christmas here, but not
Oh,
much.
oh no, I think it's a little bit, it's about, I would say it's about the same. But I think it sets up the Christmas a lot better.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but like, yeah, let's before we get to revealing the movie, Kobe, what made you choose the movie?
Um, I, I was just kind of like looking, trying to find something different and unique that wasn't like a Hallmark like sappy movie, and I was, then I kind of like started looking at Christmas horror.
Yeah, as we
We
do.
kind of done all the Krampus ones.
Yeah,
I've at least all the ones that are worth anything. Um, so I was like, what do we do? And I don't know, this popped up, and I was like, oh, interesting.
yeah,
I like the the villain, the antagonist.
yeah. He's in it. The moment you see him, you're like, that's the bad guy.
Right, right.
Because
But yeah,
he's in a lot of horror stuff. That's why.
I I know him from something else, but that almost seems like too much of a giveaway. So I won't. I'll wait till you rhyme fest us out.
Oh, yeah. No, it's funny enough. I actually seen this movie. Like I think when it first popped
Oh,
up, or like
okay,
at Hollywood Video, if anybody remembers that. I
nice.
was like, "Oh, what's this?" I was like, "Oh, I know her. Yeah, she's hot." And in very 2000s fashion, they really leaned into like, "Well, let's see what we can make her wear." I was very distracted in this movie. But yeah, let's go ahead and not Rhyme Fest. We're doing Mr. Movie Trailer.
Oh, Mr. Movie Trailer.
All right, here we
I was
go.
from month to month. I don't know which way you're going.
It depends, if I have time to movie trailer it up. Here we go. Uh, Angela's a corporate gal in the big city. When she tries to rush out of the office to get to her sister's for Christmas Eve, her car won't start. What will she do? Will she hail a cab or will she be stuck in 2007's P2? Yeah, that was a good ending right there, right? It was very Miramax.
Very, very.
Uh,
We'll start off here with a really just like an interesting little fun fact.
nice.
When they released this
Hmm.
in Spanish speaking countries,
Yeah.
P dos means fart in Spanish, so they had to call it parking too.
Oh,
They were
P2.
like, no, we don't want that. We don't want to call our movie fart.
Like, oh, this is a
Oh, okay.
very pretty girl to fart.
So now we know it's P2. I've recently like binged through all of like the Yellowstone stuff now that it's all like finally streaming.
Uh-huh.
Everybody been talking about it forever. But Wes Bentley is um, the son in
Oh, he's
Yellow,
Kevin Costner's son.
Kevin Costner's son. And so I've been interested in like watching both his son and daughter. I was unfamiliar with,
Mm-hmm.
but they're both like big stars.
Kevin
Um,
Costner's or him, his
no,
son,
yeah,
his kids.
his two kids in the show.
Oh, okay.
Because Kevin Costner's like this old kind of retiring ranch hand, and he's got a son and a daughter. One's like a lawyer, and one is like this hard, no nonsense,
Yeah, like his
go.
daughter in there is like a drunk, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I've seen clips.
Um, but but they are both those actor and actress are in like a ton of things
Yep.
that I'm like unfamiliar with, and so now I'm like interested going because
Oh,
I liked Yellowstone enough that I was like, let's follow
let's
the
follow their
acting.
careers.
Yeah. And
So,
so that was
yeah.
another part where I saw that he was in this, and I was like, oh,
Oh, so
I didn't even know he was like
in
in
this.
stuff that with
So
2007. Yeah.
I know him mainly. The most fresh one in my mind is American Horror Story Freak Show.
Okay.
He was in that season. I'm pretty sure Ryan Murphy. He always like reuses actors, so I'm
Right.
pretty
Right.
sure he's showed up in a bunch of like the other American Horror Stories. But that one is the one I was like, he was the guy with like the second face behind his. He was like the Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde thing, where
Mm-hmm.
he or like Malignant, where he. Oh, spoiler alert for Malignant fans. Or, yeah, no, yeah,
Oh, right. You're right. You're right.
yeah. So
And
that's
then
where I
I
know
guess
him from.
he was in Hunger Games. He was in Mission Impossible, Pete's Dragon. He's in just a ton of stuff. Like
Yeah, that guy gets work.
I didn't recognize him at all on that in
Yeah, cause
Yellowstone.
he kind of looks like oh god, he looks like from our Halloween month or not Halloween month. He looks like another actor. Oh gosh, he's Rushmore,
Oh,
the really
yes,
Weasley looking guy. They
yes,
kind of look like they could be siblings. Like he's like the guy from Rushmore is like the funny one, and he's like the more dramatic or horror actor.
yeah, yeah. I could totally see that.
Oh man, but no, and I also recognize like the main girl because she was in a bunch of things in the early 2000s, and even now
Oh,
she's busy.
yeah. Like I took I had to look because I was like, I recognize her, but I don't know from what. But yes, she's in like a ton. She was Scarlet in GI Joe.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I was like. Oh man, hot. She's still hot, but like me going through like after high school is like yeah, she's hot. But we also have a cameo from Mr. Kim,
I Yep.
and Uncle Iroh. And he was in like one of the Star Wars shows.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, I was like, oh hey, it was I really first recognized him from like Kim's Convenience. So when I saw him, like I saw the cast, I was like, I don't remember him, and I was like, oh wait, there was like an Asian couple that came in, and I was like, oh man, he's so young in this. Still the same hair, but like it's not gray anymore. It's all black, and I was like, "Oh, whoa, that's weird." Hold on. But yeah, let's go ahead and start this movie. Guy, this movie starts off like, Angela, played by Taylor Nichols, I believe is her name. Her character in here.
Rachel Nichols.
Oh, Rachel Nichols. Her character here is Angela, and she is, like I said in my trailer, a corporate gal. kind of like, like a little bit of a big wig, because when you get introduced to her, she's making a stern call, She's like, oh
Right.
no, I have to fix this before, it's Christmas Eve though. But and then you could tell she's like at least like like maybe middle management, or maybe a manager, or somewhere a little bit higher up, because she has her own office in the corner.
Right.
Not
Right.
huge. So like that's what made me think, oh, she's not like a director, but maybe she's like a department manager.
Right. Yes, she's still the one that has to stay and do the phone calls on Christmas Eve, and
Yeah.
she doesn't have a lackey to.
I mean, she's maybe, like from what you know of her character, she seems like, hey, go home.
Right. Her secretary, because her
Yeah.
secretary's like, I can stay and fax those things. And she's like, I don't even have enough of them written up to worry about.
Yeah, just go home. I don't worry about it. But and she's like busy at her office, clickety clacketing. But somebody comes in, an older guy, also pretty recognizable. Like he's been in a lot of things, but not like major. He's always like one of the side characters. But he's like, hey, Angela, staying for like working hard, working late again, and she's like, yeah, and but he's like, hey, listen, about what happened, earlier, or maybe the day before at the Christmas party, like, I was drunk, and I'm really sorry. My kid's just coming. Just like trying to pull on every heartstring that he could possibly land on.
Right.
Or
Right.
get his hands on to pull on. And she's like, you can tell, right? I feel like, God, being a woman in corporate America is hard.
Yeah.
But she's like, she knows the game. And this guy seems to be maybe a little bit higher up than her.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he's just like, hey, can we, like, I'm really sorry about what happened. And, I was just, God, I'm really my kid just came, and I'm really hoping we could just, like, squash it, And she's like, let's just stop talking about it.
Right. Right.
Let's just stop talking about it. And he's like, oh, okay, cool. Well, all right, have a good night. And, Angela kind of, like, leans back on her computer chair, and, she does that stress thing, like you kind of, like, put your hands over your eyes, trying to rub your temples, and she was looking at, like, photos of her family, and so she calls her sister, and her sister's like, hey, are you on the way? And
right. Yeah.
she's like, no, like, I'm doing, like, some last minute stuff at work. But I will be on the way, I promise. I have everything with me, so I don't have to stop by home. And I will be straight. I will get out of here ASAP, and I will be there. And her sister's like, okay, like, like, everybody's, like, waiting for you. We're holding dinner.
Right. Yeah. We haven't opened presents. We're waiting on you to get here.
Yeah, she's.
I'm on my way.
Are you one of those families that, like, open stuff on Christmas Eve and not Christmas?
No, it's always. So it used to be like we were allowed to open stuff that my grandparents had sent from out of town. That was, we were allowed to open Grandma and Grandpa's gift Christmas Eve, and then everything else was Christmas Day.
Oh no, my family believed in edging. They're like, nope, gotta wait till Christmas. I'm like, oh, but it's there. It's been there for a week. It's been waiting for me to open it. But yeah, no. So she's like, she's again, like, finishing up in the office, and we get a little, like, jump scare from something not so scary, where the security guard is kind of just locking up all the floors.
Mm-hmm.
And Angela's like very personable. She's like, hey, Carl. Oh my God, you're still. Yeah, I'm so sorry, Carl. I'm the only one left. But hey, let me get some stuff, and can I just go down the elevator with you? And he's like, yeah, don't worry about it, Angela. Probably, she's definitely the type to, like, say hi, Carl, every morning. Maybe, like, bring him a coffee once in a while.
Yep. It definitely seems like she is familiar with him as being
Yeah.
the or
And,
night security. Always says goodnight to him.
and I also had to look him up because I was like, is that the guy from Terminator 2?
Mm,
And it's not. And so yeah, so like they get into the they get into the elevator. They make a little bit of small talk, and he's like, my kids, like I can't wait to get out of here. I'm home. Thankfully, like the building's gonna be closed for the next 3 days for a little bit of remodeling or whatever, and I could be home with the kids, and I got New Year's off. And she's like, oh, that's so amazing, and he's like, where are you heading? And she's like, oh, I'm heading to Jersey. And she's like, what, Jersey? I figured you for a Connecticut gal, because if you ever been on the East Coast, whenever they say like upstate, they really mean like Connecticut,
yeah,
or you have a fucking winter house and a summer house or whatever you want to call it, and you're rich. But she kind of has that air about her. But she's also like she feels like a rich girl that's humble.
right, yeah,
But she's just a humble gal. She was like, yeah, I actually grew up on a farm. And he's like, what? No way. And then this is where like Paul, Mr. Kim, and his girl come into the elevator. Very minor characters, like nothing really happens there. And so like she's leaving. She's going to she's going to P2. And she says goodnight to Carl, and she gets in her car. She makes sure like all the presents are there and all that stuff, and she gets into her BMW. But it's not starting.
nope.
Uh-oh. And of course, like in every like God, when you're in a rush, it just seems like everything is trying to stop you,
Always, yeah,
right?
yeah,
So she walks, she grabs her stuff, but she doesn't have like any like service, and she sees like there's a parking attendant on that floor,
yeah. Like the parking
security guard.
security guard.
So she goes in there and she's like, "Hey, oh, like well, like first she tries to leave, but then like the door is locked
Yeah,
to the lobby, and so she goes there and she's like, "Hey, what's it called? My car's not starting, and like, can you open the door because I'm just gonna hail a cab."
right. And that way I can go inside and I can use the phone inside to.
Yeah, but like when she gets into the office, first she gets a jump scare from a Rottweiler,
Yeah,
and
yes,
Thomas comes out, and she's like, "Oh, hey, sorry about that. I'm just like, lonely here, so I have my dog with me, you know."
right.
And she's like, "Oh,
Because he's the
yeah."
guy who's going to be sitting there all Christmas Eve when everybody else has gone home. And
Nah, I would be like, no, I'm not doing that. It's creepy, like being in a not an abandoned building, but a should be empty building.
right, yep,
But and they're she's like, hey, can you open it? Like, and he's like, well, what's wrong with your car? Like, maybe you just need a jump. A lot of people like leave their lights on, and she's like, no, I'm pretty good about that. Well, he's like, hey, but maybe you did. Maybe you did.
yep. Yeah,
I
a lot
got
of
a
people just
jumper.
don't pay attention, and they just kind of it's dark down here, so they turn the lights on so they can park, and
Yeah,
they
and
just
they
forget
forget.
about it.
And it, it's such a weird interaction because like Angela seems very sure of herself, and Thomas is slightly downplaying her, which you
Yeah,
can kind of tell. Like Angela's like rolling her eyes at it, but she doesn't make it very evident to him. So she kind of was she entertains it, right?
yeah,
She's like,
yeah.
okay, maybe, and maybe she starts to second guess herself. Maybe I did leave the lights on. So they go back to the car. They try to jump it, and it's not working. So she's like, oh shit. All right, and then Thomas is like, okay, yeah, sorry. I just like I just wanted to help. And she's like, no, it's okay. Like can you just open the elevator, and then I'll just call a cab.
Right, because he's also like he's like, hey, if I jump you, then you can just leave. It's Christmas Eve, so it's probably going to take you like an hour for
For a
like a
taxi.
taxi show up.
Yeah. But before he opens the lobby to the elevator, or the door to the elevator lobby, he's like, "Hey, like I'm here all night by myself, and I brought some food. Maybe while you're waiting, you just want to like have a bite or something." It is god awful. Like I kind of skipped it because I was like, I don't want to be for here for this conversation. It's like when
Yeah.
your friend is like, "Hey, can you come with me to hit on this girl?" I'm like, "No, that feels like a solo endeavor." um, but very at the most like people pleasing way she could do it. She's like, "No, like my family is waiting for me. Like, thank you for the offer. Maybe next time." Which we know, like next time is never gonna come.
Right.
Like she's like, if Carl offered that to her, she's like, "Yeah, sure, Carl. You're like an uncle."
Yeah.
Like,
It,
and even then
you
Carl is just like, here's some like muffins my wife made.
well, I totally could see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm sorry about that. Like, hey, yeah, maybe next time or something." And she's like, "Thanks. Thank you, Thomas." And so, like, she gets upstairs, she like she sees Carl's not there, so maybe she's like, probably like, "Oh, Carl's maybe doing his rounds." Right? And so, like, she calls like a taxi company, and the guy's like, "Hey, it's going to be like about 30 minutes."
Yeah. Yeah.
You know.
And she kind of just snoozes off because she's just sitting on the bench up in the lobby waiting.
Well, like she calls her sister first before she snoozes,
Right.
and her
Yeah.
sister's
Yeah.
like, "Okay, we'll wait for you even more." But yeah, no, like, yeah, she snoozes, and like, but we kind of get like a little creepy shot of a security monitor watching her sleep,
Yeah.
and we're like, yeah, that's fucking Thomas, that weirdo. Yeah, and the taxi guy comes, calls her number, wakes her up from her nap, and so she tries to get out, but it's locked, unfortunately.
Right. Yeah. Since the building's empty, it's not just a lock from the outside. Now it's full lockdown.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think for me, I think I'd get mad enough where I would try to break it. But then I'd be afraid that the taxi guy is gonna leave because he's like, "Oh my god, this lady's crazy."
Oh, right. Yeah.
But she tells the taxi guy like, "Hey, hold on," and she goes downstairs to Thomas, and to open the door because
Right.
Carl's nowhere to be found. But like Thomas isn't there, and then she sees through the grates of the parking garage that the taxi leaves. And so she's pissed. She's like, "Oh my god, nothing's going right tonight. I should have just left when everybody left. This is like very like 2007, so maybe this company wasn't supplying laptops." So, she's like freaking out because like the lights all of a sudden are turned off,
Yeah.
and then out of the fucking darkness, Thomas, what is it, chloroforms her.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh,
And when she's down in the garage, she's kind of using like the screen as a light because it was 2007, so there's not like an iPhone with a built-in flashlight.
yeah,
And you're seeing it's super spotty, you know,
cell reception.
reception, yeah,
Yeah,
underground.
yeah. Like this is like way before like buildings started putting like signal boosters all over the building.
Yeah,
Yeah, and so she wakes up in like this Marilyn Monroe-esque dress that is showcasing the girls very prominently. I was distracted.
I was like, did he put her in a new dress, or
Oh,
was
yeah, he
that
did.
like the slip that she had underneath her
No,
outfit?
no. This Angela was going to this Christmas party in her work clothes.
Mm,
She was, she's like the very on the go type, right?
yeah,
And Thomas is wearing the Santa outfit that she was carrying around. And so, like, when she wakes up, very, like, dazed from the chloroform, she's like, "What's going on? What's going on?" And Thomas is like, "Oh, hold on, baby." Like, not like that, but like he's basically doing that. He's like, "Oh, let me get you some water." And she tries to like get up and walk away, but then she trips because she's chained to this table.
Yeah.
And she throws up. And he's like, "Oh, man, that sucks. Hold on, I'll clean that up for you. Gee, oh man." And so when she kind of like finally comes to, she's like, "What the fuck is going on?"
Yeah. And
And
he kind of plays it like, oh, I did this so that, like, because you had passed out. I didn't want you to get up and hurt yourself.
well, like first he's like, "You tripped, and like you threw up all over yourself, so I had to change you,"
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
is already like, what the fuck? Like usually maybe you undo her blouse and put a t-shirt over her, but she's in like a whole new dress.
Yeah.
So Thomas, yeah, he took his time. She's no undies is in there. I know that. Yeah, yeah. Thankfully, they gave this actress a dress that wasn't going to showcase anything, right? And so like now she's like kind of freaked out because Thomas is like, "Oh well, hey, thanks for staying for dinner," and starts to pour like a glass of wine, and Thomas is fucking unhinged, bro. He's like,
So starts to play this like the smart like kind of mind game where she's like, well, my boyfriend is expecting me, and like if I don't show up, he's gonna, obviously he knows I'm here. He's gonna come looking for me.
yeah. But Thomas is like, "Angela, you're here at the office all the time, so late. Does your boyfriend, is he loyal to you? You're always gone." And she's like, "Oh, yeah, he's super loyal." But yeah, Thomas isn't buying it because
Right.
all day, every day when he's at work, he's just watching the monitors. And when you don't have a smartphone where you could just watch YouTube videos, you're making up your own reality show.
Totally. Yeah.
And
And you get a
he's
lot of information, even with no sound. You can get a lot of information watching somebody just
yeah,
day in
just
and day out.
yeah. And like, very very obviously you can start when you are so alone, you start to really fantasize. But he's
Right.
like, "Hey, like what's up? Like are you fucking your boss?" Is that what happened? It seemed like it wasn't something consensual because you pushed him away.
Yeah.
Pushed him away. So, like what's going on there, And it's almost like you're not going to see the video of what happened, but he'd saved the tape. He saved the tape of her getting harassed by probably her like superior, like direct superior.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's like, "Yeah, can you believe that? It's fucking, oh man, like I know you're not like that, Angela. You're not the type to fuck her boss to get promotions, right?" And Angela's super disgusted, and this is like, it feels like it's one of those like she hears it a lot, like in murmurs. "Oh, how did she
Yeah.
get that
Yeah.
position? She probably fucked the boss." Every
Right. Right. Oh yeah, she's attractive. She got big boobins. She was.
yeah, that's how she got the promotion.
Yep.
But he's like, Hey, let's take a drive. It's cold outside." And Angela's a fighter though, because she's like eyeing that fork, and so like she waits for the moment for him to unchain her and stabs him. Like, okay, a lot of moments in this movie kind of made me mad. This is one of them. She stabs him in the shoulder when the neck was right there. I was like, you gotta go for the jugular, not the boobs, the jugular.
Right. 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 Yeah.
Yeah, because the moment she tries to make the move, obviously he's in pain, but it's not enough to hinder him from stopping her from leaving.
Right. Oh yeah.
And he's like,
It's just a flirt.
he's like, wow, why'd you do that? Oh, this hurt. I'm trying to save you, Angela. Ah, all right, let's go for this drive. And she thinks like she has a chance, like maybe they're gonna go out for a drive outside.
Yeah,
But no,
yeah.
it's more parking lot. She's like, "Where are we going? I thought you said we're gonna go for a drive." He's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna show you something." And it is, I don't know, her boss is tied up on P4,
Yeah.
and she's like,
Yeah.
"What the fuck is this, Thomas?" It's him. It's the fucking pervert. It's the pervert that tried to rape you, and you're gonna teach him a lesson. And she's like, no, no, like he already apologized for it. He's like, you think you're the first girl that he's tried this on? You think
Right. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh, yeah, he's watching all the cameras. Maybe.
he's, to be fair, Thomas probably is right. He's probably seen this every year. Like, oh, let me wait for a holiday party where I can blame it on the liquor and try to smooch on somebody, and maybe
You
they'll
know?
smooch me back. But so Tom, Angela's like, no, I don't want to hurt him. Like, like he already apologized for it. His kid just came. And it's kind of like, I was like, it is this weird dynamic because I was like, okay, maybe he's teaching her, like, she shouldn't let shit like that slide. It's
Right.
almost there. But then
But
he's
in a
like,
weird way, it's like I'm giving you this. I'm allowing you to beat him, and I'm giving him to you, like tied
yeah,
up. It's my gift to you.
yeah. And she's like, I'm not going to do that. And so he's like, all right, fine, I'll do it. Because I think, I'm so
Nope.
sorry.
No.
You're
Was
pure.
she? It was, yeah, because
Yeah.
she's like, you know what? Go ahead and untie me, and I'll go out there and I'll give him a good whacking.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, you know what? You're right. How unthoughtful of me. You're pure and you're innocent, and yes, I
Yeah.
should do this for you.
As my offering to you. This guy's a fucking incel. That's what it is, right? And she's like, no, 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 please don't, please don't. She's like, no, 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 I have to do this for you. And it's like almost like I have to do this for you, babe.
Yeah,
And she's screaming, and you're almost like, okay, maybe he's not gonna do it. And he like kind of walks back, but nope, he just walks back a step so he could really Shohei Otani this dude in the fucking dome.
with his big ass fast foot mag light and big.
Oh yeah, those things are heavy too, and beats the ever living shit out of this guy. And he gets back in the car, and you think it's over. Like this guy's probably gonna already bleed out. He's probably has some brain bleeding
Yeah,
happening, so he's probably gonna die still because we're only like 30 minutes into this movie. But he's like,
right. And the guy's tied to like duct tape to a chair, and
yeah,
it's Christmas tomorrow, so it's 48 hours before he's out of here.
exactly. But no, Thomas is like, oh wait, hold on, and fucking slams this guy into the parking lot wall, which is, I probably gotta say, a really good kill
I
because
yes,
you see this guy get smushed, and when he falls off the chair, his guts are out
yeah,
because he
yeah,
smushed him and it popped him
and
like a fucking
it's
grape.
like a little bump,
Yeah,
and then it's a hit, and then
yeah,
it's like a full smash. It's
yeah.
like a triple.
And we're here for all the practical effects glory, and Angela's freaking the fuck out. Oh man, but like okay, so like we're 30 minutes into this episode, but this movie is very like after this it's super linear. So I'm really
Yeah,
just gonna hit key points. But Angela is able to get away from Thomas after this, right? Kind of like it's hard to really recall this because it's a very this whole movie is it's a condensed horror or a contained horror, and it's a cat and mouse, which is always like super like, oh, it's called like ass to the edge of your chair.
right. Yeah, yeah.
I forgot how that terminology or that term goes. Is it at the edge of your seat,
Edge of your seat. Yep.
not ass ass at
Ass
the.
to ass to the edge of the chair. Yep. That's what it is from
Yeah.
now on.
But yeah, she's able to like, kind of like hurt him and get away from this. But she's cuffed up
Yeah.
from the back, and she tries to like kind of yell at the grate, but she's not getting anywhere. So she kind of like puts the cuffs.
she yells, "Help! Somebody's trying to kill me!"
Yeah.
And there's like a homeless person who's like, "Ah, somebody's trying to kill me! Somebody's trying to kill me!"
Yeah, and oh god, like if you're
Yay,
also like
yay,
if
New
you're
York!
ever in that, yeah, if you're ever in that moment, it's also like I don't know where that's coming from. So if I call the police, they're just gonna call me crazy.
Yeah,
But no, she's able to get away. She sneaks back into the office and is able to grab her phone after like this very tense like showdown with like the dog.
yeah,
She goes back to the grate trying to get reception. But she ends up getting it. Like she dials 911, but it falls off of her hand. And then like before Thomas can get to her, she kind of whispers into the phone like, "My name is Angela. I work at this building. Somebody's trying to kill me.
yeah,
They've
yeah.
already killed somebody else. Please send help."
And there's holes in the gate, but her hands are still handcuffed together. So
Yeah.
like when she drops the phone, it's like it's she can't get her
Yeah.
arms
And like,
through
yeah,
the holes
through.
far enough to
Yeah.
reach the phone again.
And this is like a really good moment of like showing you how desperate she is, because she is clawing at the ground trying to get to her phone, and she ends up ripping her middle fingernail.
Yeah,
And that's like a great little, like, I don't think a lot of people pay attention to that, but that's like how desperate you can see her being. And so she ends
yeah.
up like, yes, she ends up like hiding in the building, running away, and all of a sudden the police come. And oh wait, actually no, sorry. No. This is no. This happens a little bit later, because like she ends up getting the keys from Thomas to go into the elevator,
Oh, right, right.
and then
But
we
she
get a
doesn't. She has
the key card.
cards
Yeah,
to let her into the elevator, but she doesn't have the key to get into the lobby.
yeah. And I forgot how she gets it, but
So
like it's
she's kind of
another
like,
like cat and mouse situation.
yeah, she's kind of stuck. She kind of like turns the emergency stop on the elevator so it
Yeah,
stops between floors, and then she tries to call the police on the
yeah.
elevator
Or
like
like the
emergency
yeah the
line,
emergency line,
and it turns out to be Thomas who's just like
doing a pretty.
messing with her.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but he does. I'm not gonna lie, did a pretty good Indian accent. And yeah, so
And
he,
it's totally when that person answers, you're like, oh my god, yes, she's
yeah,
calling from the elevator here. Somebody in India is picking up and is going to have to relay this message
to the local police.
back to the
Yeah,
police.
but Thomas is like, "Angela, what are you doing, babe? Come back out here. I just wanna love you." But he's like, "All right, fine," and he throws down like a fire hose line,
Yeah,
tries to drown her out. Uh, all of a sudden, though, I forgot how. I think I just like looked away for a second, but Carl's dead body comes into the elevator.
she tries to
Oh, open the
open the top
yeah, and Carl,
so that it's because it's starting to fill with water, and
yeah,
apparently Carl is like dead up there,
and
or at least thrown into the
yeah,
elevator
and this is how
shaft.
you know she's a good person, because she's like, "Oh my God, Carl, please wake up!" And so she finally opens the elevator, turns it on, drags Carl's body out. Knows that he's dead. So she, again, is like very trying to get into the office to call somebody or something like that. Oh no, like what's it called? No. She ends up getting what's it called? The axe, the
Yes,
fireman
yeah,
axe, and she starts to like smash a couple of like cameras. Meanwhile, Thomas is singing Elvis's Blue
Blue,
Christmas.
Blue Christmas.
And so she finally feels like, okay, she got enough cameras, and she tries to sneak in there, but then like he's not in there, and a video of her unconscious is playing while Thomas is like, "Oh baby, oh so sexy with this lipstick," and it's so like it's such a fucking violation.
Right,
You know,
right.
you feel so violated watching that with her. You feel violated for her. And like what's it called, but she notices police at the gate,
Yeah,
and so she's trying to find a like the intercom system, but when she turns around, Thomas is there, electrocutes her or
yeah.
tases her.
Tase.
Yeah, and so like Thomas, like, you know, he's like, hey, what's going on, officers? He's like, hey, we got a disturbance, can you open the gate? You know, we want to go ahead and check around. And so he puts Angela into the trunk of her car, open, you know, talks to the officers. They do like a couple rounds, very tense moment. Angela's trying to get a hold of them, but as they're leaving, she's like yelling, yelling, yelling. I feel like he should have heard that because he wasn't far away, but maybe because it's fucking December in New York, he probably already put his windows up.
Right. And as soon as she starts to yell, then
Yeah.
Thomas puts the Blue Christmas back on to
Yeah.
like the outside speakers, so then it kind of muffles everything.
Yeah, I don't. If I was a cop, I would have been like, "Hey, cut that shit out. You know, like turn it off. You're fucking suspicious, man. Now I gotta look even more." I don't know what Thomas's whole deal. Like, I don't know what his plan was here because he got the axe. I was like, "What? You gonna kill two cops? You gonna kill two fucking cops?"
I
Yeah.
guess you got to do what you got to do
Oh
for
man.
for true love.
No, Thomas is like, well, after I kill these two cops, I have like maybe a day with her, and then I get caught. Like some fucking freak math that he was doing. But no. And so like she notices like, oh fuck, it's bad. And so she starts running because the dog is with him. And
Right, and she finds a crowbar
it's a
in
tire
iron when she's in the trunk, and she's able to pop the lock.
Yeah. She runs, gets into like the back of like a Cadillac. And you know what? Usually you're like, oh no, the dog's gonna die, but this is Cujo.
Yeah.
Sorry, you gotta kill Cujo. And it's a pretty good moment. Like, she domes this dog a couple times. And like, I know what they say. You know, there's no bad dogs, bad owner. There is, but not bad dogs. And Thomas is not. You can already tell Thomas is not the best owner. And so
Yeah.
this dog is just a product of his owner and not him. So I don't want to spread any hate towards Rottweilers. I think they are adorable. They're like big goofy guys, but they can fuck you up if they want to.
But yeah, when it's fighting time, there
Yeah.
you don't
But,
stand a chance against a Rottweiler.
Yeah, but it also seems like this apartment or this corporate building is also like a car rental place.
Yeah, and I've seen that before, where like they have like big parking garages, and then like different levels would be
like certain like small businesses, strangely.
Yeah.
But mainly a car rental situation. So she like goes in there, calls the cops again, but it's Christmas Eve, so there's a wait time.
Of course, put them on hold.
And so, what's it called? Angela's able to grab a couple keys. I think she grabs a key to a Saturn. That's what the car looked like to me. And she's able to thwart Thomas by putting a piece of her clothing in another door and domes him from the back when he sees that.
Yeah.
And then she rushes to the car and she's like, I'm just going to ram this fucking gate. Fuck it. You know? But before, I hate it, and you knew it was gonna happen because you knew there was like still time on this movie. He stops her. He has like a Crown Vic. I don't know what kind of car he has. It looks like a pimp car, to be honest. as she kind of like she
It is
dips
it has
away.
definitely got more steel in it
Yeah,
than her Saturn.
yeah. But like, what's it called? When she was in the car rental office, she grabs like I think like what's it called? Like a box cutter knife, trying to pick the
Mm-hmm.
lock on her fucking on her cuffs, and so like yeah, like she drives away and like kind of get into a whole chicken situation. And at this point, Andrew's like, "Fuck it, let's run it," you know. And she wins this chicken race.
Yeah.
But as she's like kind of driving away, she kind of fucks up and hits like one of the poles, and her car tumbles into a parking spot, perfectly parked. And Thomas is like, "Oh no, baby! Oh no!" And he sees her like on the steering wheel, head on the steering wheel. And she's like, "Oh, oh, baby, are you okay? Are you okay?" And but Angela's like, "Fuck it." She baits him,
Yeah.
stabs him in the eye, which like this is great because they do a very good close up. You can kind of tell it's a practical head, but I'm like, they kind of like they jump cut it, so it's like pretty quick.
Right. No, it was good. It was good.
It was good, and starts to choke the fuck out of him. And I think this is like the turning point. Like this whole movie, like this whole last like 15 minutes of this movie, it's a turning point for Angela. She's going to like, she's gonna be boss bitch, corporate gal. She's like, she's not gonna let any sexual harassment slide anymore, and chokes him the fuck out, and like cuffs him onto the car that's leaking gasoline.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, you gotta blow it up. But she starts to walk away. I'm like, oh no, don't be the better person. But Thomas, like in full classic incel fashion, calls her a cunt.
Right. Yeah.
And that's like where she was like, I was fine being badass. Now I'm gonna be badass that killed a serial killer. Because it only takes two bodies to be a serial killer. I'm pretty sure if you go to this guy's house, his mom is decaying in the bedroom. You know what I mean? Classic.
In a box under his bed. Yeah.
Exactly. Very fucking psycho. Uh, and blows him the fuck up. So gratifying. And so she's like, again, like this, she is in a parking garage in the middle of December underground. So I'm pretty sure she already has a mild case of hypothermia. And,
right. Yes.
and
So like with just wearing a slip and no
yeah,
shoes. Yeah.
like
She was wet from the elevator.
yeah.
Yeah.
And like this whole endeavor, like the movie's an hour and 30 minutes, 37, but I'm pretty sure this endeavor was like 8 to 9 hours of just pure terror. And she opens the garage and she's walking out, and like when the explosion happens, like the fire system kind of goes off, and like so like as she's walking off into the Manhattan streets, you see a bunch of fire department people come, and if you like, it kind of cuts to black, but then you can hear, it's like, "Oh ma'am, are you okay?"
Yeah.
You're soaking wet, and so you think she's safe. But yeah, that's the end of the movie. Colby, before we get into our thoughts about the movie, let's go to our other section: high star, low star.
So 10 out of 10, a recipe for hate. Um, I must say, I love this kind of character because they are not classic maniacs that have escaped from prison or mental hospitals. Instead, they are normal people. Someone who could be sitting next to you in your office, the boy who delivers your pizza to your home, or in this case, the man in charge of security. You cannot guess what lies deep in the mind, what information is shared between his brain cells. If I had to cook Thomas, I would use 1 pound of Norman from Psycho, 3/4 of a pound of Patrick Bateman from American Psycho, half of the owner of the motel, or half cup of the owner of the motel from Vacancy, About 2 tablespoons of Mick Taylor from Wolf Creek, 1 tablespoon of spit on your grave, a half a cup of funny games, and about a half a pound of John Carpenter, Someone's Watching Me. Um, what an interesting way to like describe it. They made it into a recipe.
All right. I got 1 out of 10. Was this supposed to be a horror? Hi. Okay. I thought this was a horror film, but I was wrong. It's more like a comedy, unintentionally though. So bad it's funny. The storyline of this film is a workaholic lady gets trapped at the office on the eve of Christmas. Who says that? At first, it all seems very reasonable, but begins to get a little strange when she can find no one to let her out of the building to catch her cab. For me, the whole film just felt fake. Maybe because it was, you may say, a good film, but felt fake. You get lost in it. It had the markings of a good film, but the execution was poor. I never felt the love and obsession that the Thomas character had or was supposed to have. Overall, kind of disappointing, definitely not scary. Conclusion, I want 98 minutes of my life back. I will admit, though, Key in the Eye or whatever it was the best bit of a bad lot. Oh, that was such a strange review, but what were your thoughts on the movie?
I liked the movie. I actually thought it was did a good job of definitely showing Thomas as a psycho, and it was a good cat and mouse. Like there was definitely the tides kept turning where she'd get the upper hand, and then he would get the upper hand, and uh, like they played it back and forth really well. I thought.
Yeah. Well, okay, so like to go back to like my 1 out of 10, like one bit that I did like was like I really wish they put more backstory on how he became obsessed with her. You know,
Mm,
yeah, because I mean, like, also, like, first of all, like, if you've ever been in an office building, it's not strange that you can't get out if the building is locked down. You know, you gotta have keys. Like,
right, but I guess if the building's closed, like he said to the police, he's like the police pulled in. They were like, "Hey, you want to jump in and we'll drive you down?" He's like, "Oh, I gotta shut the gate because there's a
yeah.
lot of homeless people around. And
Which, I
can't have them."
mean, yeah, if you've been in New York, yeah, you're trying, like, the homeless people just want a warm place to sleep. And,
Yeah, so I'm like, it's not that. To me, it wasn't that far fetched that it was everything was locked down.
yeah,
You've got a security guard who's supposed to be letting people in and out. You have Carl who was upstairs who would be able to let people in and out,
yeah,
but that everything is like kind of locked.
locked down.
Other than that, but yeah, certainly it is a building, and there's like fire safety codes. There should be some way to escape that is not permanently locked, even
Yeah,
if it's got an alarm on it.
yeah.
You know,
But I mean, like, what's it called? Like, for, like, in that defense, it's like, well, she didn't have the keys to get upstairs. Because I feel like
right,
you needed,
right.
like, what, two sets of keys or something. It was crazy.
Because
Um,
I could see like because Carl had to use the key to let her down,
yeah. Which I
and so
guess, like,
like
there's probably, like, a time, right? Like, a
right,
little security thing. And yeah, just because you work in a building doesn't mean you know how the security protocols work. You know what I mean?
right, yeah, yeah.
But yeah, no, like, the one thing I was like, oh, I kind of wish they did, like, a little 5 minute segment of just, like, yeah, I remember when you first started here. You know, I noticed you right away and kind of really
So,
delved into that.
so they glazed over it really quick,
Yeah.
but like the one thing that he said was, "I've watched you leave this building 1,000 times.
Yeah.
I never thought I'd be sitting in the car with you."
Yeah.
And so like then that was like the one where like, oh, so he's been what 1,000 times in 3 years.
Yeah. But like I was you know, me, I'm just like I just wanted I was like, yeah, you know, like in like it would have been cool to come to the conclusion that this probably wasn't the first time he's done it as well. You know, to really show the
Right.
hypocrisy of him, like, I'm trying to protect you from your boss, but then he's not different. You know, and like I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
this isn't the first time that the building has gone on lockdown for a couple of days. You know what I mean? Maybe so. Like
Right. Right.
I know, like you caught on to that. I also did. I was like, oh, you know, but I just wanted just a little bit more, just
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
tad,
No,
just like a
understand. Yep.
you know, little teaspoon left. You know what I mean? But no, I thought like this movie, as far as like being a very contained horror film, a Christmas horror, uh, it was really good because it never really felt, you know, because like when you're in a contained thriller, you're feeling like it can get stale really quickly.
Mm-hmm.
But this one didn't. It felt like, you know, they both had very advantageous points in the movie where you're like, this could really go any way. But my whole thing, this is the only reason why I got mad, is like she had so many. It's such a classic horror trope where like you knock the bad guy down, finish that shit. You know
Right. Right. And I'm
that.
like, the the first time, yeah, you're like, okay, yeah, you figure you're gonna whatever stab him with a fork, and he's gonna be like, okay, fine, get out of here, crazy girl. Uh, but then like, yeah, then when it
Yeah, she.
continues, that you're like, what do I have to do
Yeah,
to end this?
exactly. You know, I think maybe just for us, we're like, oh, you got to go straight for the jugular, you know. But
Right. Right.
also, I wish he had the idea of just pulling a fire alarm.
Mm,
You know what I mean? Like it's like it goes off. You need 30 seconds. The parking lot is huge enough that he can't get to whatever breaker he needs to get to shut it off.
right.
And the fire department is gonna be like, "No, you gotta let us in, dude."
Right. Yeah. Like the police, we at least have to come in and
Yeah,
look around.
and they're gonna be a lot more thorough. So, and the parking lot, even though he's the, you know, the parking lot guy, he's, you know, he can't cover all of it.
Right.
So like while she's like kind of like squirreling around everywhere hiding, eventually she's gonna be like, "Oh, hi, Mister Sexy Fireman. Please save me, and I probably will fall in love with you because."
Trauma
Oh,
bond.
yeah, trauma bond, trauma relationship. Uh, but you know, that was like where I was like, in my head, I'm like, let me think of all the possible situations, and fire alarm is always typically on the high list of like, let me pull this, because you also like if you're like a good kid and you're
Yeah.
like, I've always wanted to pull a fire alarm, but I already know the situation doesn't call for it, and you know, if I can't get the cops to help me when there's a fire, at least 15 dudes are gonna show up
Yeah.
and are gonna have to investigate because we have to make sure, you know, because you can't just like, oh hey, sorry, I just tripped it. Well, he's like, well, I gotta go in there and you know undo it, whatever you tripped, you know. So that was like really my only gripe. I was like,
Right. Because she seemed smart enough because she was like trying to, knock out the camera so he couldn't see where she was and stuff. So she feel like she would have been smart enough if she saw a fire alarm, been like, oh, ding ding,
yeah,
light bulb.
yeah. So yeah, but this movie's fun though. I think it's great for what it is, especially for being a 2007 movie. I felt like it's very underrated as a like a contained cat and mouse horror thriller.
Right. And I know
Yeah.
it's now almost 20 years ago, but $8 million budget still was
Yeah.
certainly was not excessive back in
Yeah.
those days.
Yeah. So
And fun little fact is it was actually filmed in a parking garage. It was a Toronto parking garage, and it was filmed exclusively at night over an almost 2 month period. When after all the businesses had closed, and they were like, "Let's go in and we could film in the empty parking garage."
right. You do it a little bit. You do it during fall, so you have a lot more night to go through.
Yeah.
Oh
Well,
man.
it's a Christmas movie, so yeah.
Exactly. But we're coming up to our hour, past our hour. But want to go ahead and let you guys know to make sure to check all of our other holiday theme months, with Christmas and Halloween being the majority of them. But we have a bunch of theme months there for you that you're not going to find in any other podcast. Um, but if this is the first time you guys are joining us, make sure to first time you guys are joining us, we do our reviews in 4 different sections. We have Stream It, DVD, Blu-ray, and the Ultimate Box Collection. Kobe, where are you at for this one?
I don't know. I might Blu-ray this. I really enjoyed this. I really like a kind of good cat and mouse
Yeah,
kind of
because
and it always intrigues me when they can make a single location like work for a whole movie. Like I know you said earlier at some point you were like sometimes it gets boring. It's like it's too small, and it's like you start seeing the same scenes, you run out of things to do. I know a parking garage is bigger, but there's not a whole lot to do in a parking garage. It was interesting that they kept
they kept making it feel fresh.
Yeah.
And like, parking garages also are very like bland as far as like color palettes, but like they had like different colored lights in there, so it really kept your attention going. I think I might Blu-ray this as well, just to catch those girls in 4K, you know what I mean? No, but I felt like she was actually really great in this film. Like, you really felt like the anxiety that she was feeling and the terror. I felt the only that I would actually say I felt like he was kind of lacking in the incel like portion. I was like, I needed him to start getting more and more unhinged. He does, but it's like, nah, I need you to like really fucking amp that shit up.
Right.
Oh man, but yeah, no, thank you guys for joining us. Make sure to check all of our links down below.
Yeah, we got our Facebook and Twitter, Instagram, Threads, TikTok, YouTube. We're on everything. Follow us somewhere. Send us some suggestions. We've been doing this. We're close to 300 episodes. Yeah. Give us some recommendations.
We are at 300 episodes.
Yeah,
we're past.
Some themes that we should do.
Definitely do.
Hey, and if you give us a recommendation and we use your movie, we'll totally give you a shout out.
Oh, definitely. But thank you guys for joining us. My name is Barry.
This is Colby.
And this is Who Watches This. If you guys want to check it, there's theme music. It has Lee Rose of Year. It's called Arcade Montage. It's on our album Music Podcast 3, and the Bandcamp is down below.
Thank you.